Today we are talking about the Gambit kinetic pulse rifle Bygones. And like always, I don't want to waste your time, so let's jump right in and talk about the weapon stats as they are described in the API. And if you've watched my past videos that are in this style, you'll know what I'm gonna say, but when I discuss weapon stats based on the API, you should always take them with a grain of salt, as the API at times is off. The weapons I've covered so far have been accurate, but as I cover more weapons, this may become a relevant statement, so just keep that in mind. Bygones is a 390 RPM adaptive frame pulse rifle. It has 29 impact, 53 range, 60 stability, 51 handling, a reload speed of 51, and a default magazine size of 38. These are the in-game stats, and one thing I do want to mention about these stats is that they are only useful for comparing weapons of the same type. So, when comparing Bygones to something like, let's say, Better Devils, these stats would mean nothing. But when you're comparing Bygones to another pulse rifle, this is where these stats matter. I figured I'd include that to prevent any confusion in the future. But in addition to these in-game stats, weapons in Destiny 2 also have hidden stats. And for Bygones, these are aim assist, sitting at 61, recoil direction sitting at 69, and the zoom multiplier sitting at 17. Now, while all the hidden stats are important depending on if you're on console or you're on PC and if you take zoom into account, but I feel the most important stat of the three is recoil direction. And with the Bygones having a recoil direction of 69, this means it will have both a vertical and a horizontal recoil pattern, but slightly more often you'll find that it'll jump vertically. Next, I want to cover what kind of perks you can find on this weapon, as well as to whether or not a curated role exists. Bygones is actually the first weapon that I've covered so far that does in fact have a curated role. Its curated role has extended barrel, high caliber rounds, rampage, and outlaw. And while this is a good role, there are some random roles that I personally would want to have that are similar but slightly improved. So let's talk about those possibilities by covering the magazine perks, the perks I call prefix perks, and the perks I call suffix perks. For the magazine perks, there are 8 possible perks that can roll on Bygones, those being extended mag, alloy magazine, appended mag, armor piercing rounds, high caliber rounds, ricochet rounds, flared magwell, and light mag. Now, when I choose what perks I would prefer, I almost exclusively aim for perks that grant reload benefits without much downside, and for this weapon I'd aim for either alloy magazine, flared magwell, or light mag. For the prefix perks, there are only 5 possibilities for this weapon, those being Rampage, Kill Clip, High Impact Reserves, Opening Shot, and Rangefinder. Of these perks, you can probably guess what my choices are due to the tiny perk pool that Bungie provides us. Wink wink nudge nudge, Bungie add more perks please! But I'd take Rampage for PvE and Kill Clip for PvP. This leaves the perks that I call suffix perks, and Bygones has 5 possibilities: Full Auto Trigger System, Outlaw, Headseeker, Slide Shot, and Under Pressure. In most cases, the obvious choice for me, and hopefully for you, is Outlaw, especially if you went with a magazine perk that does not provide reload bonuses such as armor piercing or high caliber rounds. But if you did choose a perk that does provide a reload bonus, I would aim for Slide Shot in PvP and potentially Under Pressure for PvE, but that's kind of a stretch. So now, after hearing this overview, there's a chance that you want this weapon, and if you do, there are a couple places you can get it. The first of which is ranking up Infamy. Every time you rank up in Gambit, there's a slight chance that the drop you get will be Bygones, but it could also be any of the other Gambit weapons or Gambit armor pieces. In addition to this, at the time of this video being made, the ranks in between full rank ups, for example Mythic 2 and Mythic 3, they currently can drop blues, but come the patch that is supposed to come in just over a week's time, from the upload date of this video, these in-between ranks will no longer drop blues, which will increase your chance of getting Bygones. There's also a chance of getting weapons and armor pieces from the weekly bounties in Gambit, but that's not exactly a sustainable source and you can't exactly farm it. So the second source is a direct purchase from the Drifter that comes with extended mag and high caliber rounds as magazine perks, Kill Clip as the only prefix perk, and Full Auto Trigger System as the only suffix perk. So, until you get the perfect roll, this purchasable vendor version is pretty decent, but do note, I don't know if this is going to change when the season rolls over on November 27th, so this may not be an option when you're watching this video in the future. So to round this video out, let's talk about how it performs in game when it comes to damage. For PvE, the damage still depends on the zone, the planet, and activity you are playing, so I can't give you exact damage numbers there. However, like always, I can tell you the PvE headshot multiplier, which happens to sit at about 3.175 times. In PvP, this weapon will do 20 to the body and 31 to the head per bullet, and since it's a 3-round burst weapon, that is 60 to the body and 93 to the head per burst, putting the headshot multiplier at roughly 1.55 times. This puts this weapon at a 3 to 4 burst kill, and for the 4 burst kill, you'll need to land 10 bullets anywhere on the Guardian, and for the 3 burst kill, you'll need to land 6 bullets to the head and 1 bullet anywhere on the Guardian. This puts the time to kill anywhere from 1.1 second to 1.55 seconds, as long as you land every single one of the bullets. So that's Bygones. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, and if you are new here, be sure to subscribe. Let me know in the comments what weapon you want me to cover next, and if you have any suggestions on how I could improve this type of video, put that in the comments as well. Check out all the links in the description, follow me on Twitter, join my community Discord, do all the things you usually do at the end of the video, but that's all I got for you guys for now, so I'm gonna get out of here. So my name is Matt, and I'll see you guys next time.